Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Happy Life with Maria podcast. Today's episode is a very interesting topic that I am super passionate about, and it's something that I always love learning more about because it's a skill I'm still learning and practicing. So, the question is, how do we say no calmly? You know, how many of us, unfortunately or fortunately, sometimes have a very big issue with saying no? Let's say a coworker asks you or a client asks you. A lot of clients probably ask you to do a task and everybody wants it and everybody wants it now. How do you say no? Right? If you don't say no, you burn yourself out, you overexhaust yourself, you overstress yourself because there's only one there's capacity for only one. And a lot of us do feel uncomfortable bringing up or saying or talking back to the client or talking back to the coworker, to the boss, to the neighbor, whatever it is, so that we don't, upset them, we don't disappoint them. We want to make sure they still pay us, right? Let's say if it's like a work or a client. And so one item I strongly suggest is understanding that it is normal that there's only one you, and you will have to say no to some clients, to some projects at work, to some things you will have to say no to because, like we discussed in the prior episode, everybody will want something. It's normal. Everybody will need something. They don't know what your capacity is, right? Only you know. So now the next step is, how do you say no, right? For example, let's say I used to have a work situation where I would, or a client of mine, that I would continuously rush to deliver whatever they would ask. Even if it's like 30 minutes before I have to leave for the day, I would cram it in to deliver it just so they cannot say that I didn't, give them what they want. And I would exhaust myself and stress myself out, rushing every week. I was like, no, I have to get this out. I have to get this out because they're asking for it. So I have to go kill myself and over deliver just to leave on time. Like my fear was, I don't want to stay late. I don't want to leave later. So I'm going to cram it into a small window of time and deliver it to them just so I can get out on time. And then I would obviously find myself always exhausted. I would find myself overworked, even though it was a small time frame that I was working. But because I was doing double the work, I was doing fast work, it was exhausting me for the next 3 days, right? So then I had to learn that actually your boss or your client doesn't want you to feel overwhelmed. It doesn't want you to feel exhausted and overly working double, because then it's not sustainable. You're going to leave. A lot of times people do leave because they're overworked. They cannot keep up with the pace. So the boss wants you to be happy and wants you to like working there. So if you do feel that there are too many tasks in one day, it is better to speak up and say, I will get to it, but tomorrow. I will get to it next week. It's on my list. Instead of crashing everything and cramming it and getting it done every single week, right? You can crash and cram for 1 or 2 days, once a month, once a quarter, but every single week, that will affect you badly. So understand that it is normal to push back sometimes and to say no sometimes and to pace yourself. If you want to stay with a client long enough or with a work long enough, the theme seems to be work today, but okay. You want to be in a sustainable situation, which means it cannot be chaos all the time. It cannot be overworked all the time. Pace yourself. So learning to understand that it's okay to pace yourself. It's okay to take time and say no, which means you would have to start practicing it, right? The whole point of what I'm trying to get to, the topic of today, is the key to saying no is practicing it. Practice, practice, practice. That's the number one fastest way to get comfortable with saying no, is to practice it. And the way we practice it is we start small. Start with the smallest task. Somebody asked you to send an email, somebody asked you to do some research, whatever it is. Our client needs something. Smallest thing, you practice saying no in a nice way, hopefully, right? You do it as a sandwich. Thank you for reaching out. Positive. The sandwich is positive, negative, positive. So positive, thank you for reaching out. Yes, I would love to help you, but the negative is I am, at capacity right now. I have 5 tasks I'm trying to finish in the next hour. But I will get to it next week or tomorrow if that's okay, right? So you say positive, negative, positive. Give them the solution next week. And that's basically how we do it. So hopefully you found this tip helpful. Comment below what has worked for you. But yeah, I would definitely strongly suggest practice, practice, practice. Smallest things to say no to every week until you get comfortable with it, until you understand that it is okay for you to speak up for yourself, to advocate for yourself. It is not a bad thing. It is a good thing. You are protecting your energy, which means you'll be able to work with them longer, right? You're not gonna overwork yourself. So definitely comment your responses. What do you think about this episode? How do you handle these kind of situations? Do you agree, disagree? And follow us on Instagram at Happy with Maria. And stay positive. Talk soon.